Hi again, everybody. It's Kevin Canessa coming to you from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the third day of October in the year 2023. Sure hope you're enjoying your Tuesday, no matter where it is you are in the country. Here in the Northeast, we've got an Indian summer day again. Beautiful, gorgeous day here in Kearney. And I hope you've got a chance to enjoy some of what this weather has brought to us today and will for a good portion of the week. As you do each and every Tuesday, you welcome me into your home so that I can bring you this week's news. But before I get to all that, I just want to remind you that this week's broadcast is brought to us by Handy Manny Inc. Manny Ventoso Jr. has been running a handyman service for many, many years in Kearney and the surrounding towns. And I'm going to tell you, if you have never seen his work, and you need work done in your home somewhere, you got to give Manny a call, because whether it's painting, clean-outs, the destruction of walls that need to be rebuilt, anything that requires a handyman, Manny can do it. He will do it quickly, and he will do it at the best possible prices. The most important thing to know, though, is he's very busy, so you have to give him a call as quickly as you can. His phone number is 201-281-7975. That's 201-281-7975. Don't delay. Give Manny a call as quick as you can, and you will not be disappointed. And if you have some of that work that needs to be done, make sure you let Manny know that the Observer sent you your way to him. Thank you, Manny Ventoso. Now, before we get into the week's news, I just want to send a final reminder to everybody, because the time is coming up soon. The debate is on the 17th of October between the three mayoral candidates, the interim mayor Peter Santana, Councilwoman Carol Jean Doyle, and candidate Sidney Ferreira. And while a good number of people have sent, a few people have sent us questions to be used in the debate, it's only been about 9 people in total. So people want to participate. This is a great way to do that. Send us your questions. Submit them to editorial@theobserver.com. Don't wait until the last minute, because we're going to start pulling everything together to prepare in advance of the 17th. And we will have more information coming in the next few days to let you know where you need to click links so that you can watch that broadcast when it does come about. It will be at 7 p.m. on the 17th of October. And the beauty of it is you really just need to find our Facebook page, our website, theobserver.com, or our Twitter page, and you'll be able to find it. YouTube as well, in clear, crystal high definition. So that's coming up on the 17th. But if you have questions that you would like to be answered by any of the 3 candidates, send them our way to editorial@theobserver.com. And lastly, let us know if you want us to use your name in the question, because sometimes people have issues with that. They want to remain private, and we will keep your name out of it if that's the way you want it to be. Some of the top stories this week. The person that you see here is a young man. I always forget his first name. It's Alex Naprawa, and he just finished Army training. He is a Kearney graduate class of 2023 from Kearney High School. He was on the crew team, and he just completed his Army training. And I don't know him personally, but I know people who are related to him, and he's apparently a great kid. And anytime somebody does something in the military, it always does us all proud here in the town of Kearney. So we want to say thank you to Alex for his service, congratulate him on completing the Army Academy, and we wish him nothing but the very, very best as he begins his career in the military. It's kind of like what we've done with Kyle Ostansky in the United States Marine Corps. Kyle is, I think, in California now, and he's been all over the country, all over the world, and he's doing a great job too. So we want to thank and congratulate Alex and his family for his service. Alex's dad was in the United States Army too, and he spent 30 years enlisted, so it seems to run in the family blood. Across from that same picture, The FMBA, members from Kearney and Harrison, have been granted lifetime membership into the FMBA. And Juan Barroso, our friend who is two in from the left, sent us that notice, and we wanted to make sure to acknowledge Juan and the other members who have been granted lifetime membership in the Firemen's Benevolent Association. So congratulations, Juan, and to the other guys from Kearney and Harrison who are now lifetime members of the FMBA. That's a great accomplishment, not easy to do, but it is something that takes a while. Just become an FMBA member and get life membership, years of dedicated service to get to that point. Now, coming up tomorrow, Chris Herren, who is a former NBA player, played for the Celtics and the Denver Nuggets, and unfortunately fell onto bad times when he was a young kid, got addicted to cocaine, opioids, and things of that nature. And then there was an incredible documentary, which I've seen bits and pieces of, on ESPN. He's spoken to over 1 million young people, and he's going to be at Kearney High tomorrow night speaking about the trials and tribulations that he had of being a young star out of Massachusetts who became an NBA player and then who nearly lost it all due to drug addiction. So he's going to be speaking tomorrow night at Kearney High School, and parents are really encouraged to go and listen to Chris Herren speak. And from what I understand, we've had over 100,000 impressions on the story that we did about this online this week. So it looks like people from all over the country know about Chris. I got to be honest with you. I'm not a big NBA fan, so I don't really know much about Chris Herren. But he is apparently very well revered in the world now because of the work that he's done in his post-NBA career. And he's going to be right here in Kearney speaking for free. So if you have the opportunity, I got to highly suggest you go, because apparently he is a magnificent, dynamic speaker. And I would expect that there's probably going to be a very big crowd tomorrow night at Kearney High School. And we thank Flora Encarnação, the superintendent of schools in the town of Kearney, for bringing this to our attention ahead of time. And I'm sure it's going to be a phenomenal experience later on tomorrow. Our top story of the week is a sad one in its own way, but that's because Anthony Montero, the former chief of the East Newark Police Department, has resigned, left after 20 years of service to the East Newark Police Department. Anthony, I've known for a bunch of years now, and he is an absolute gem of a human being and an utter class act. He has been the chief for 10 years, and if you know anything about East Newark, you know it is without a doubt the smallest police department in Hudson County and one of the smallest police departments in the state of New Jersey. He is the chief. There's 1 sergeant and 5 rank and file police officers. And to say that Anthony has done more with less as a chief would be the grossest understatement that a person could ever utter. He really has. When you have so little as far as human being power and resources and finances and things of that nature, which is what he has experienced in his career, it is remarkable that he has kept East Newark one of the safest, if not the safest, in all of Hudson County. Every town has its issues, you know that. I'm not trying to come out here and say that everything in East Newark is gung-ho, copacetic, and wonderful. But given how little he has to work with, he did a phenomenal job in the 10 years that he was the chief of the East Newark Police Department. And he leaves a little bit early. And I had to ask him, are you sure you really want to do this? I don't think he really did, but he had no other choice. And because of that, I can't sit here and be critical of him, but I can sit here and say, Anthony, congratulations on your career. You did a damn good job, and East Newark is better for having had you, and your shoes are going to be extremely, extremely difficult to replace. And speaking of that, as I had mentioned, there's 1 sergeant, and from what I've been told, he's on medical leave. And so right now, I don't know if there's even a chief of police in East Newark. I would have reached out to the mayor, but I don't usually hear back from her, so I haven't even tried yet. But I don't know what's going to happen. So he would probably be logically the next person in succession to become the chief of the East Newark Police Department. But as of now, from what I understand, unless something happened on an emergency basis on Friday after Anthony left and spent his last day at East Newark headquarters, there is no chief in East Newark. And as I'm saying this, ironically, our good friend Larry Hanlon pops in, and Larry knows East Newark probably better than anybody else. I don't know if he's heard otherwise, but so the last thing I heard was that as of now, there is no upper leadership at the East Newark Police Department, and that is not good. So we'll try to figure out what's going on there if we can get some answers, and hopefully they will have a replacement for Anthony. But as I had mentioned earlier, replacing him is going to be very, very difficult because he was truly one of a kind. But Larry, thank you for popping in. And I say hello also to Carmen de Jesus as well, our dear friend Carmen. Thank you for coming in and watching. And that, of course, goes to everybody else who is out there watching. And, our top sponsor, Manny Ventoso, is also here. Good afternoon, Kev. It's a beautiful day. It really is. I hope you're out there, Manny. I don't know if you're in Boonton today again or where you are, but wherever it is, I hope you're enjoying the day. Just a perfect Indian summer day. I don't know if you're allowed to say Indian summer, but I did. So I apologize if that's an offensive remark. I don't think it is anymore. I think you're still allowed to say that in 2023. But you know what I mean, a warm day on the fall calendar. So I hope you're okay out there, buddy. And that's it, believe it or not. That's going to do it for this week's edition of The Observer Live. I want to thank Carmen, Larry, Manny for joining us. I'm going to pop this back up on the screen one more time, just as a reminder, in case you're seeing this late. If you have not yet submitted questions for the debate that you would like me to ask of Pete Santana, Carol Jean Doyle, or Sid Ferreira, send them to us sooner than later because we're starting to run out of time. Send those to editorial@theobserver.com, and we will make sure we choose the best ones to ask the three candidates. Please do that as soon as you can. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all again for joining us. We will be back 1 week from today, or if anything breaks in between now and then. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, everybody. So hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.